concepts. So I will start. So what exactly the natural language processing, and why we required this natural language processing? What is the need of studying this one? So if I am considering now maybe olden days, the time of generating a new language. So human languages evaluation will be just like that. How to build a language? So they are going to take their own time and their own kind of language and their own inputs, and they are going to give a language. Whether it is coming to the for maybe readability, or it maybe it contains some kind of textbooks, or maybe there are so many languages in India itself. It is not having predefined structure. Maybe and now there are so many languages. Maybe you might have heard Tulu language. It is in Karnataka, southern Karnataka region. So there is no proper structure for that. So those kind of languages also available, but for that and all there is no particular kind of written material, so that even that is a little bit difficult to process. And same way, maybe there are so many other languages, around maybe 7,000 languages are available entire world. So all these languages if you are considering, so whether the person who is speaking one language, whether other person will understand the same person's language. So that is the difficult task nowadays due to this globalization and maybe the technology what we are getting now. So most of the things what we are doing, we are moving from here to there, and we are getting some inputs. Now itself, if you are taking maybe the current presentation list, I think there are so many different kind of states they are coming from, and they are having their own language, mother tongues. And if I am speaking in Telugu language, why? Because this particular workshop or maybe the particular FDP is conducting in Andhra state. So if I am speaking particularly with respect to the Telugu, then you may not understand what exactly I am speaking. Maybe other people. I don't know how many people are there with respect to this workshop, but sure, maybe one or two also will be there. So they will not understand what exactly I am speaking. So to avoid that one, what they proposed is natural language processing. So whatever I am speaking, that it has to come out, and it has to taken as a input, and it has to change it to the particular person, output person language, and it has to give it to the particular person. Maybe the some person who is belongs to, maybe now itself according to this workshop will consider maybe the persons from North India, so they know Hindi. So most of the cases, if I don't know the Hindi, if I am saying something in Telugu, so there may be a chance you may not understand what exactly I am speaking. So if you want to understand, what we need to do, we need to introduce a kind of language transmitter. So that language transmitter, what it is going to do, it has to take my own language and it has to convert into the particular Hindi, or it maybe it has to convert into Kannada, and it has to convert into Malayalam, or it may be Tamil. So this is the case we need to do. So this is the basic input for a natural language processing. So how we are going now, this is the requirement. So there is no need of studying how many languages are available in the entire world. That many language you no need to study, but only case is if we are able to generate a machine so that it is able to translate what other person is speaking. So he is unknown to your language, so whatever he is speaking, this particular product has to convert their that own language into your own language. Then you are able to communicate properly. In same way, if you are speaking something, so maybe other guy is not unable to understand what you are speaking. So that time what you need to do, you need a modulator, or maybe you need a converter, which whatever you are speaking, it has to translate into the target machine. A target machine in the sense of the target person. So that's what here this natural language processing is going to deal. So maybe that's already said. So currently there are more than 7,000 languages are there in the entire world. So these many languages are there. How we are going to process all these languages, and what are the minimum requirement is there. So for that, now currently all people are moving with respect to the data science, with respect to the artificial intelligence. So these are the two inputs what we are having. Maybe branch of AI, artificial intelligence, and computer science. It is dealing. It is going to deal how a machine understand the human language. So this what the branch of artificial intelligence is taking, and maybe so there are so many branches of artificial intelligence. You can consider machine learning, deep learning. So all these things are the kind of methods or maybe inputs to your natural language processing, so that you can convert your own language into any kind of target language. So for that, so what exactly the natural language processing here means? It is make possible for the computers so to understand the human language. So computers to understand the human language in this indirectly, what is the need of understanding computers? So if computer is going to understand, then it is going to convert into their own maybe target language. So that is the main purpose. Indirectly, what is the need of understanding by the computer is, this is the background reason. So it has to understand the language what you are speaking, and it has to be able to convert into the target persons. So that's what this particular natural language processing is going to handle. And now, what is the main goal of this particular NLP is to make a human language, whatever it may be. It is a complex human languages are there, and it is the term ambiguous. It is the very biggest term in particular to the natural language processing, ambiguous grammars. So wherever you are going, they will say some kind of ambiguity is there in a particular sentence or whatever it may be. Some word they used to call, and there is a concept called ambiguity. So everywhere, if you are seeing entire natural language processing, so ambiguity is the main term you are going to handle. If you are going to handle properly ambiguity, then you are going to achieve your goal. That's what you are going to convert your own language into any kind of other languages. So that's what here main goal is to whatever it may be, complex languages. Complex language is a kind of ambiguity language that you are going to convert, and maybe extremely diverse language. All these languages you are going to process, and you are going to convert it into a target language. Target language here nothing but the person who required what kind of language, who will understand the kind of language. That's what. Maybe now I am speaking in English. So maybe you people want my things in Telugu language. So here I need a translator from English to Telugu, or I need a translator from English to the Hindi. So that kind of translators we need to introduce, or maybe we need to produce, so that maybe everyone can speak with anyone, entire world. So there is no problem with the language. So that's what the main goal of NLP. And maybe if you are considering the what we are going to do with NLP here is the number of steps what we are going to do here. You need to analyze the linguistics. So what kind of structure we are using, grammatical structures, and the meaning of the words, and what are the different kind of the linguistics what we are using, and how we are going to convert those linguistics to understand to the target language. That is the main thing we need to concentrate with respect to the work what we are doing here. So for that, the kind of algorithms to build intelligent systems, so it is capable of performing different tasks. So here different task is, there is only one task. So the task is the converting your own maybe input language into the target language. So how we are able to convert? So you need to think here, there are two kind of languages up to now we heard: natural language and computer programming languages. So you know C programming language. I don't know how many people are computer science background. So let me know how many people are computer science background, maybe how many people are other department people. So is there any kind of other department people are there, or only computer science background? So that I no need to explain with respect to the compilers. Sir, coordinator, sir, organizer, sir, is there any I mean,
actually outside participants are also there, sir, even other department participants also.
yes,
So but more number are related
science.
to computer science, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. Okay, okay. So maybe in between I will speak with respect to the compiler's concept. So compiler
Yeah.
here you need to know
Sir,
the
1 second, sir. We have
tell me.
one raised hand from Krishnakant.
Yes,
So,
sir.
sir, you can unmute yourself and you can please speak, sir.
Yes, sir. If you are
Sorry, sir. I
having
just wanted to. No,
yes,
no, I
yes.
don't have a question. I just wanted to say that I'm from electronics and communications background, not from
Oh,
computer science.
okay, 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 sure. The thing is, if you are having any doubt, you just maybe raise your
You can.
hand. Maybe because I am giving presentation, so I may not able to see the screen. So
I'll
maybe
help you out. I'll help you.
yes, sir.
You can
You can
raise the
help, or
hand.
maybe
I'll
you can
help you
raise
out to
hand, or
unmute.
maybe you can unmute and you can speak. That will be
Yeah.
better.
No,
I
they
can.
can raise their hand, sir. I'll help them to unmute.
Yes, yes, sure, sure, sir. So this what? Here the kind of natural language is maybe when compared to the natural language, maybe computer programming languages are restricted. More restricted languages are computer programming languages when compared to natural languages. So why it is restricted? Maybe if you are seeing according to the Turing, or it may be according to the Chomsky hierarchy. So Chomsky is the one linguistic person. So initially he gave one hierarchy. So what he gave is a programming language, if I am considering, so it has to maintain, or maybe it has to satisfy some kind of grammatical rules, or maybe some kind of languages. So according to this Chomsky hierarchy, so they divided entire programming into four or five different kinds. So there may be regular languages are there, and context-free languages are there, context-sensitive languages are there, unrestricted languages are there. So all these languages, if you are considering, so unrestricted languages means there is no restriction on particular language. So whatever you are speaking, your program has to understand what I am speaking, or maybe what I am writing, and it has to give the output. So that's what. So those kind of systems, only Turing machines, or maybe the machines which can handle entire any kind of input. If you are giving your Turing machine is going to handle that one, and it is going to give whether it is possible to solve or not solve. So that's what unsolvable and solvable problems. There are two kinds. And maybe if you are coming to the context sensitive grammars, so when compared to unrestricted grammars, these are the some kind of restriction is there in the language. So those kind of languages will be handled by those kind of languages we can call it as a context sensitive languages, and these can be handled by the machines called linear bound automatas. So those are the automatas which are less powerful than the Turing machines, but which is having some kind of high concepts. But even though after this, maybe context-free languages are there. So when compared to context-sensitive languages, context-free languages are less powerful. Powerful in the sense the which is having the structure, or it may be number of restrictions are more. If I am going to restrict more, I no need to code it more. Why? Because already one restriction I kept. So you no need to go with respect to that restriction. So that's what restrictions, more restrictions will be there if I am coming down to the languages. So automatically the power of the particular machine will be reduced. When compared to Turing machine, LPA is having less powerful. When compared to LPA, maybe the grammars which is going to handle context-free languages. So those grammars will be less powerful. And then regular grammars will be handled by the finite automatas. So finite automatas are maybe less powerful when compared to the other machines. So that's what the basic phenomenon background of the languages and their powerfulness. So based on those concepts, they started implementing the programming languages. Most of the programming languages, if you are considering, most of the programming languages will comes under context free languages. So maybe in that programming language also, maybe around 30 to 40% of a concept it will implemented with the help of context sensitive languages. So that's what they are not reaching up to the Turing machines, or maybe unrestricted grammars. So they are themselves, they are giving some restrictions. But if you are coming to the natural languages, so there is no restriction. So according to maybe these natural languages came before the computer languages, So there is no proper restriction. So for understanding purpose or maybe for communicating purpose, their own rules they kept. So if you want to design such kind of machine which can able to handle the language, so we need to think with respect to much in depth, and we need to process a lot of things so that you can handle properly. Otherwise it is too difficult to handle natural language processing as directly as the programming languages we are using. If we are opening any programming language structure, so there may be a proper syntax will be there. So according to this syntax, you are going to handle those kind of programming languages. That's what why you need syntax is very important for the programming languages. So if there is no syntax, so those kind of languages you are going to handle with a powerful machines. So that kind of machines we required here, or maybe that kind of machines, maybe if I am taking, I cannot execute the program by Python program using C compiler, because already C is having some restrictions. You should not, maybe if there is no semicolon, by default your C compiler will say no, a semicolon is missing here. But in Python, I am not going to write any semicolon concepts. And same way in Python, I am not going to write any parenthesis or something. So that time automatically your C program compiler, it is going to give a lot of syntactical errors. That's what the syntax errors, it is going to define your language boundaries. So now with respect to the NLP, there is no boundaries. You need to define your own boundaries for designing any compiler. So compiler here, it is nothing but it is going to convert one programming language to another programming language, or maybe one language to the other language. Now with respect to the natural language processing. So now I require a compiler which is going to handle, if I am giving English, I don't know English. So some English person is going to speak with me. So what I need to know is the compiler, what I am generating here, it has to take the input in English input, and it has to convert it into Telugu, or it maybe it has to convert it into my own language. So then I can understand that one, and while I am giving reply to him, so whatever I am speaking, it has to convert it into proper English, and it has to give the input to him. So that's what here the major concept with respect to the NLP. So for doing this one, we have a lot of different concepts. So this NLP is also the part of artificial intelligence. So your NLP is artificial intelligence. Why I am saying? So I have a mediator in between myself and other person. So he don't know my own language, I don't know his own language. So this mediator has to understand whatever he is speaking, and it has to communicate with me. And same way, I need to, whatever I am saying, it has to communicate with him. So I don't know what language is here. So the mediator has to know both the person languages, and it has to convert. So for that, we required a kind of artificial intelligence to the converter. So that's the reason here NLP is the part of artificial intelligence. So for converting those things, we required some kind of some learnings, whatever it may be, with respect to machine learning, with respect to the deep learning. So you know already the concept of machine learnings and deep learnings. You need to understand in-depth knowledge of the particular system, and you are going to train the data. If you are training the data of particular thing, so you are going to understand what exactly that is going to give, or maybe what is the representations it is going to represent. And then you are going to test that one. So test, how you are going to test. So you are going to take additional some input, and whether you are going to proceed what exactly we trained, the same results we are getting or not. You are going to test with respect to the either machine learnings or maybe deep learnings. So this is the concept. So you need to use for converting from one language, natural language, to the another natural language. We required some kind of algorithms, artificial intelligence algorithms, so that you can implement with the help of machine learning, or it may be a deep learning. So now we'll see what is the history of NLP. So when exactly the NLP started. So usually it is started before whatever it may be 300 BC. So that time itself the languages start evolving, and after that they thought with respect to the conversions and all. They want some kind of scripts. So scripts they started giving on 1600 decade. So that time only the philosophers Leibniz and Descartes proposes a theoretical codes in a relation to the language. So some kind of codes they represented, and then as they started evolving the languages. Then directly, if you are coming to the so in between language was there, their own language, their understanding, and they're not. If they want to communicate with other person, I need a mediator. That mediator should know the both the languages. That's what it is happening. Maybe even while Britishers rule the India, that time also some mediators will be there. They know the English, and they are able to communicate between the people in India to the English. So that's what. So that it started. After that, in 1930s, they built an automatic bilingual dictionary. So who built this one? George Astroni, and later Peter Skill proposes another directory that proposes variations in grammar across the languages. So this, whatever it may be, handled mostly with respect to the European languages. And then in 1940s, when the World War II, so that time they started decoding or maybe translating the codes between different languages. Because maybe at that time Russia is in a major country. They're in one side of the World War II. So and now they started converting what their what their codes are there. So they want to transmit. So the kind of codes they are going to translate to English, and they are going to detect, or maybe they are going to identify what they are communicating each other. And then now exactly in from 1950s onwards, the exact evaluation of NLP started. So Alan Turing, I think you might have known the Turing awards. So Turing Award is the topmost award in computer science, which is equivalent to the almost the movie, whatever it may be, the awards which are I forget that name. Sorry. So Turing Award is the topmost in computer computing systems award. So here he publishes. Alan Turing is publishes computing machinery and intelligence. So according to the Turing test. So whether a Turing test, what it is going to do here, whether whatever may be a concept, if I am giving, it has to either it is going to accept, or maybe it is not going to accept. That kind of test he proposed. So that's what maybe 1950 and 1957 exactly Noam Chomsky. This is what I explained, Chomsky hierarchy. So if you have time, you just go through the Chomsky hierarchy and different languages and their own machines, you can get it out. And here he proposed the structure of syntactic structure of different linguistic studies with an universal grammar rule. So he given a kind of rules for regular languages. So regular languages, it is going to detect by using the machines called automatas. And maybe later after above the regular languages, they gave push down automatas, context free grammars. So context free grammars are going to detect, or maybe going to identify the push down automatas. If you are unable to identify the grammar by using push down automatas, you need higher level machines. So that machines will be linear bound automata. So linear bound automata will be detected up to context sensitive languages. Then if you are unable to identify by using context sensitive languages things, then automatically those kind of languages will be unrestricted languages. Those things will be detected by using a Turing machines. That's what the Noam Chomsky will explain. And later from 1966, so Eliza is a computer physiotherapist and first bot. So they created, which is created by the Joseph Benjamin. Here what Eliza will do, so whatever you are speaking, it will give some reply to you. So based on your maybe now currently based on this Eliza only, now almost all computer operated systems, it is now initially if you are calling to Amazon, if you are calling to Flipkart, to whomever if you are calling, so initially it will say press 1 for doing this, press 2 for doing that, press 3 for like this it is giving. So this kind of concept it is reflected from ELISA concept. So after going only after maybe half an hour, you are going to contact with the particular person. Before that, you are going to communicate or maybe you are going to play. So this kind of thing, it is implemented with the help of natural language processing. Even they will ask initially, if you want English, if you want Telugu, if you want Hindi, you press these buttons. So this and all created with the help of ELISA itself. And after that, based on this ELISA principles, in 1968 to 70, SHRDLU is the early NLP program developed by Terry Wingard. So it is happened at the MIT, and so which allows computers and people to converse, but with the more restrictions are there with respect to these things. So if you are considering this one, MIT, most probably the people will be English known people. So that's the reason they implemented with the help of one particular language. So later in 70s and 80s, they introduced a theory for NLP. William A. Wood releases the Augmented Translation Network to show natural language inputs. So what kind of inputs we are going to give, what is going to be the output, and how we are going to generate the output, and what is the concepts. This dependency theory is proposed by Roger Strank, and they used to call that kind of boat will be called as a Parry boat. And 1980s, the first statistical machine translation system was developed, and it is for newly developed algorithms which increases the computer's understanding. So in 1980s only they started evolving natural language processing. Then they started implementing different programmers develop models to increase the capabilities of NLP. And IBM creates AI software, and Watson, which goes on to win the competition against best human contestants in 2011. And after that, so many advanced things. Maybe Alexa, you might have known more people, and Siri, which is proposed by the mobile assistant, and Amazon, it is giving Alexa. And these are the main chatbots, maybe different chatbots. And after this only, they started implementing the communication, or maybe the concept which is for customer care phone numbers. So initially they will say a lot of numbers. That is already predefined kind of words according to the languages. So when you are saying press 1 to English, press 2 to Telugu, press 3 to Hindi, then whenever you are pressing, automatically it is redirecting to Hindi. If I am pressing 3, if I am pressing 1, it is redirecting to English. So it is not speaking continuously in English or maybe Hindi. Even if you are you are asking to speak in Hindi or maybe some other languages. Now currently, maybe now currently what we are having, there are so many AI powered boards, so that it is going to convert natural language processing. So how they are evolving. So how they are going to communicate with computers without any effort. So that we will see the other parts of NLP. So now main applications of NLP if we are considering. So one is mainly we need to convert the language translation. So that's what here a machine translation we should do. And then we will see what exactly the machine translation, and we need to classify the text. So what kind of text he is speaking, and what exactly is going to speak. If I am illiterate with respect to that particular language, then what I need to do. So now the evaluation is going from illiterate with respect to the particular language to illiterate with respect to maybe some common languages. Now olden days we used to identify illiterate means if you are unable to sign. So nowadays, due to this different languages, they are asking whether you know all these concepts, whether you know usage of mobile phone, this and all. If you are unable to use the mobile phone, then they are saying you are illiterate. Even if you are studied 10th or maybe if you are studied BTech, that is not the case now. So now the present situation is evolved like this. So you need to identify the what kind of text it is giving. So whether it is going to classify, so this text means this is the output. So how we are going to classify those text. And sentiment analysis means maybe this is the very big concept with respect to now there are so many, maybe if you are taking Amazon, if you are taking Flipkart, maybe any e-commerce applications, they are going according to the sentiment analysis, maybe movie reviews. So according to the sentiment analysis, they are following. And maybe what are the other places this NLP is using? So we'll see one by one here. Maybe if I am taking as a machine translation, so what it is going to do, machine translation, it is automatically it is going to translate the one language, one particular language into another language. And while you are converting, you should not think with respect to the you should not change the meaning. So that's what main concept of machine translation. Without changing the meaning, so it has to produce a fluent text. For example, if I am speaking something, it has to exactly kind of word it has to generate. Instead of that some blah blah words, if it is generating, then there is no such kind of translator. It won't work much. So, so what kind of challenges we are facing with respect to these machine translators? So there are maybe in world already explained there are 7,000 kind of different languages are there. So how we are going to handle those many languages, and what is the alphabets of each language, and what is the rules, grammar rules, what you are following with those languages. So all these things are the very hectic challenges. So how we are going to handle those things for translating from one language to the another language. So maybe another thing is the task to translate sequence is harder for computers than working with numbers only. So nowadays, most of the computers, they can handle, or maybe they easily process the data which is having numbers. If it is kind of strings, or it may be alphabets, if it is having, it is somewhat difficult. You need to have a kind of a translator which can handle even alphabets also. So designing of such kind of translator is very much challenge. And finally, I don't know whether whatever if I am generating, whether it is able to generate entire thing. So it is not possible. Up to now, there is no such system. It is the final. So you need to identify such kind of, maybe if you are taking with respect to the algorithms. While you are speaking with respect to the algorithms, maybe while I'm speaking, complexity they will speak. So there some complexity. What is the best time complexity? So you cannot reduce lesser than that. So that's what with respect to the complexity. Same way here, if you want to generate such kind of machines, you need to achieve maybe 100% accuracy. So there is no such kind of algorithms which is giving 100% accuracy while machine translations and all. So, so we need to think with respect to machine translations, which is going to handle properly the language converters or maybe language translators. Now, if you are coming to the text classification, you just see the here a text classification. So usually while you are classifying, there are two steps are there usually. So if you are doing any classification, you need to cross check whether whatever I am doing, whether it is correct or not. So for that, what they are going to do, first they will train entire model. So the entire model, in the sense, maybe you have maybe 100 data sets. So from that, they are going to maybe train maybe 60 to 80 data sets, and remaining 20 data sets they will take and they will train. They will test whether the output is coming correctly or not. So that's what the concept, how you are going to classify. So this classification are, there are two processes. Either you can do with manual classification and automatic classification. So what is the problem with manual classifications? Nowadays, whatever may be generating the data, which is not in maybe 10 lines or 50 lines, maybe KBs. It is continuously generating which represents in GBs. So how we are going to handle that much data by manually? So that's what. So we need a automatic classifications that it will going to handle properly. If it is manual classification, so we required a huge time. So it is not easy to classify manually within a particular time. So if it is data which is having maybe 100 lines, maybe within a day I can process and I can say. if I have maybe thousands of data, so maybe maybe 1,000 pages contained book is there. So I need to process. Whether it is possible to process within one day, it is not possible. So I need to convert that one slowly. Maybe if you are taking some of the maybe if you are just think with respect to the movies, so they will take one movie, and if you want to, they want to translate whatever it may be, maybe they will change the language. That we can call it as a remake or dub. So dub means it is easy for them, only language only they are going to change. But remake means once again they are going to take same kind of steps. So we required an automatic classification which can handle. Maybe if we are taking dubbing kind of concept, so automatically we are going to change the voice. So accordingly now maybe now the movie came in Hindi, I want to convert it to Telugu. So now simply what I will do, I will apply some automatic classifier. So it is going to change Hindi words to the Telugu words. So that is the kind of concepts we can do with respect to the classification. And classification main concept is here. So what kind of category? So whether it is true or false, whether it is maybe the kind of maybe the person who belongs to which state, I need to find out. So I need to check his abilities, whether he is speaking what kind of language, whether his name is what. So all these things I cannot take one particular mechanism. Maybe he is speaking Hindi as well as Telugu both fluently. So whether which he belongs to which state, I cannot say. Maybe only Telugu he is speaking now. But it is also somewhat difficult because now already there are 2 states are there with respect the Telugu people states. So it is too difficult to detect whether he belongs to which state. And so I need to consider there are so many parameters for identifying this particular person belongs to this particular state. So this kind of analysis I need to do with respect to text classification. So I need to do with respect to text classification. So so that is the one problem with respect to the classification. So if you are doing with manual classification, it is too difficult. And if you are doing automatic classification, then also it is a little bit difficult with respect to the things. So manual classification, if I am considering, it is hard with respect to the kind of data what you are using. So we required the automatic classifications. For that we need a kind of different algorithms which is going to handle, either it is maybe deep learning algorithms or maybe machine learning algorithms, which is going to give good classification. And if you are coming to the sentiment analysis, already I said that the sentiment analysis is going to mostly used in business perspectives. So they are going to detect the what is the sentiment in persons. So whether they are going to purchase this particular item or they are not going to purchase. So what is the customer satisfaction? So if they are satisfying more, then they are going to offer more number of products. So that one will be discussed. Maybe that one will be decided with the help of sentiment analysis. So this it is going to give some kind of polarities, positive, negative, and neutral, and maybe emotions or feelings if we are considering happy, angry, sad. All these things we are going to consider. And maybe intentions if you are taking, whether he is interested to purchase that particular item or not interested. So all these things are useful for a sentiment analysis part. So that we are going to solve with the help of a natural language processing. So why maybe here sentiment analysis, maybe if I am typing any query, maybe with respect to some comments. So if I am speaking with respect to English, so I need to process that word. If I am speaking with respect to Telugu, I need to process even that kind of words also, and I need to identify whether he is planning to purchase that item, or maybe whether he is not satisfied or satisfied. So all these things will be the persons, they will speak with different persons, they will speak with different languages. So we required the sentiment analysis which can handle any kind of language. So that's what we are checking here with respect to sentiment analysis. And maybe we are going to everyday life, if we are checking, there are so many applications we are using by using NLP. Maybe if you are checking, I think all people are having emails, right? So almost in all emails, spam folder will be there by default. So what this spam folder is going to say, so if it is not relevant to you, or maybe it is giving some kind of spam, so that they are going to automatically, they are going to send. Maybe even sometimes some of important mails, it is going to transfer to spam. So that you need to identify, so what kind of mails we are getting. So maybe sometimes while in email assistant itself, maybe spam mails, if I am checking, if you are having maybe you won maybe $5,000 of money. So this kind of words, they, by seeing itself, they are going to send directly to the spam, because the kind of letters they are using in email spam. You just see how email spam is working. So how they are going to detect spam mails and all. So in this case, maybe for example, you attended one of the one kind of event. So there you won, really you won the event, and you need to get some money from that. So that time, that event people, they send the mail. So you won $5,000 like this. So that time also sometimes it may transfer to the your spam, because they are seeing some kind of words. Maybe you won and dollars. This kind of words they are seeing by default. They are sending to the spam. But it is not necessarily not relevant to the spam. It is relevant to you. But even though sometimes it is going to detect. So you just you need to check each and every time whenever someone is sending mail, whether it is went to spam or not went to spam. That also you will check sometimes. That's what one thing. Maybe email, Gmail, if you are checking, Gmail spam is going to handle with the help of this NLP concept. Maybe a Siri is there, and already ask Siri if you are taking. So according to your queries, it is going to give some output, and maybe answering questions. Maybe sometimes you whatever, maybe if it is asking, maybe ask Siri itself if you are taking something, if you are asking something, if you are responding to that, accordingly it will give some more options. Whatever may be answering questions, maybe with respect to your Amazon or maybe Flipkart contacts, customer care numbers. So they will ask you to type this particular number. They will say answer, they will say question, and they will say answer also. If you are belongs to English, if you need English language, press 1. If you need Telugu language, press 2. So these kind of things and all they implemented with the help of NLP itself. Maybe other applications you can see, maybe Google Translate. So now most of the people who are going to other state, maybe other countries, they used to use this particular application, Google Translate. So they used to directly type. So what is the name? Maybe I am particularly belongs to the Andhra Pradesh, but whenever I joined here in Kerala, so I used to check some what we can call this kind of word in Andhra, Kerala. So I need to cross check. So this translator will be better, very good example for NLP things. And sometimes if you are typing, maybe if you are going to email itself, email assistance, while I am typing, automatically it will suggest some of the words. So this is fast typing and maybe searching using NLP. So autocomplete words or maybe predictive typing, all these things, maybe while I am typing some word, another word it will suggest to you. So these kind of things and all will be generating by using NLP. And this is what spell checkers it is going to check, and grammar checkers also it is going to check with respect to the NLP. And these are the other applications, maybe Livex app and aircraft maintenance. All these things are the some of the applications of NLP. So now we know what exactly the NLP is going to do. So how it is going to do, now we need to check. So what are the different components are there in NLP, and how it is going to convert. So there are mainly there are only two components. So natural language, understand, first you need to understand what kind of language I am speaking, and then I need to, after understanding, I need to generate to the particular language. Maybe if I am speaking English, I need to convert into Hindi. So first I need to understand what he is speaking. then only I can able to convert. So for understanding purpose, you need to check some of the components here, maybe whatever it may be, ambiguities you need to check. So there are a different kind of ambiguities are there with respect to lexemes. So, and with respect to the syntactical and with respect to the referentials. So we will see one by one with an examples, and after converting, maybe after understanding the language, what we are going to do here is we are going to generate target language. So the target language, we are going to check what kind of target language we required, whether we need to plan what kind of text we need to plan. And after taking text input, I mean, after converting into text, then we need to frame it as a sentence. And finally, we need to convert it into, we need to send it to text realization, so that it is going to give whether it is correct opinion or not. So we will see what exactly some of the keywords here with respect to the ambiguity. So this is what understanding of natural languages. Not only ambiguity, there are so many other keywords are there. So all these things one by one we'll check, and then we'll move to the natural language generation. So we'll see what exactly the lexical ambiguity. So lexemes with respect to computer science, it is a normal word. Lexeme is a smallest unit in a program, smallest unit in a program. So according to the language, the smallest unit in a language. So that's what a lexeme. So if I am taking lexical ambiguity, so what exactly lexical ambiguity it will say? So he is looking for a match. So what lexemes here? He is one lexeme. He is one lexeme, looking for one lexeme, and same way for is a one lexeme and A is another lexeme. And so what is going to check here? So he is looking for a match. So what is the meaning of this one? So can anyone say what is a meaning of this one? What is searching for? Either he is looking for either cricket match, or what is match here? Whether he is looking for cricket match or maybe the life partner. So that's what doubt. So this is what lexical ambiguity. So lexical ambiguity, it will come with respect to the particular word. So what is exactly that lexeme? What it is going to give the meaning? So whether he is searching for life partner or whether it is a game. So this is a kind of inputs are examples for lexical ambiguity. So now if you are coming to the syntactical ambiguity, so you just see here, chicken is ready to eat. So what is the ambiguity here is there? So who is ready? Whether chicken already prepared for eating by us, or maybe chicken is ready for eating his own dinner or maybe lunch, whatever it may be. So who is ready here? Whether chicken or person. So that's what here syntactically there is no problem here. He is ready represents what? Whether his chicken is ready, or it may be you are ready for eating chicken. So cooked chicken is ready. That's what the syntactical ambiguity here what we are having. And then if you are coming to the referential ambiguity, so now I have an example here. So NTR met ANR and SVR. They went to movie. So who went to movie? Whether all three or only two? So that's what here. Who is referring they here? So that's what reference. So referential ambiguity represents what exactly? Who are pointing to they? Either ANR and SVR or maybe all three. So that's what the concept here. So you need to detect all these concepts. Then only you are able to identify. If you are able to reduce this ambiguity, then your language or maybe your translator is very good with respect to the analyzing the things properly. Now another concept is not only ambiguity. So other concepts you need to know. Synonymity. So what is the meaning of synonymity? Similar meaning, same idea in the different terms. That also depends on particular context. So there are so many other words are there with respect to maybe large and huge. So both are sometimes synonyms. Both they used to say synonyms. So sometimes what you need to do, you cannot use one instead of another name. They can be synonyms in definition. Maybe, but they cannot be substituted in all the contexts. So some context I need to use large, some context I need to use huge, And same way, another kind of word is home and house. I cannot use my home is a 2-bedroom house. So I cannot use instead of home house, instead of house home. So my house is a 2-bedroom home. You cannot use. So that is not a proper sentence. So that's what. So house is refers to the place where live. So while home refers to the place where you feel to belongs to. So that's what the different representation. Maybe another examples is big and large. So some cases you will use big, some cases you can use large, but you cannot substitute both the terms. But by default, you can think, okay, instead of big, I can say it is a very large. You can use that one, but you cannot properly. Some places you cannot apply those things. And same way, automobile and car and other things, vomit and throw up, and water and H2O. I cannot use those things in certain cases. And maybe next one is antonym. So antonym is a kind of opposite word with respect to one feature of the meaning. So antonyms, if I am taking dark, light, so short, long, and fast, slow. So these are the different words we are using antonyms. So even while I am applying, maybe if I am asking you to replace with antonyms, so I need to find out proper antonym for particular word. So this is one kind of thing. And maybe similarity, if you are checking, so you just think with respect to the synonymity and similarity. So they both are not similar words. Words with similar meaning, that words are not similar meaning, but you can use one instead of another thing. Big, large, you can use, but similarity is a kind of a same, but it is not synonym, but sharing some element of the meaning. So maybe car, bicycle, so he is having a vehicle. So vehicle, and I can use instead of car, I can use he is having a vehicle. He is having bicycle, I can say he is having a vehicle. So that is the case. So like this, maybe a cow, horse, so he is having an animal, so that also I can say. So these kind of words, maybe word association, if I am considering, so word relatedness I need to think. So what exactly the word relatedness? So words related in any way, perhaps via semantic frame or the field. So how these words are related? So what is the concept behind those things? Car and bicycle, I can say it is similar. So it is similar because both are the vehicles. And car and gasoline, it's not related. Maybe it is having a different kind of concepts we are having. And same way, another concept here, a semantic field. Words that cover a particular semantic domain. And so here semantic field means it has to cover particular semantic domain, as well as it has to bear the concept bear structured relationships with each other. So it has to maintain the relationship, and it has to maintain a semantic domain. For example, hospital, if I am taking, so what are the related fields here with respect to hospital? Maybe surgeon. Surgeon is belongs to hospital kind of word. Scalpel, nurse, anesthetic, and hospitals. All these words are related to hospital word. And same way, if I am taking restaurants, so a waiter is belongs to restaurant. Menu is having all restaurants having some menus. And same way, plate, all restaurants having some plate kind of things. And food, menu, chef, all these things are belongs to the restaurants. Maybe houses, if I am taking, so all these things are the semantic fields. So I can use maybe one in another representation sometimes. So and maybe another thing is a relation between relation in subordinate and superordinate. So one sense is subordinate is another, and first sense is more specific, and second one is subclass of subordinate. Superordinate is having some classes called subordinates here. So maybe car is a subordinate of vehicle. So with respect to the vehicle, if I am saying under vehicle, there are so many other places and all will come. So all together we can call it as a vehicle. So either bicycle, bike, whatever it may be, a bus, car, all these things we can call it as a vehicle. So maybe mango is subordinate of a fruit. So in reverse case, a fruit is superordinate of mango, and same way car is a vehicle is superordinate car. That also we can consider here, or it may be a fruit and vehicle. This one. So here maybe some of the examples with respect to superordinate and subordinate. So that's what. So now and final word is connotation. So what exactly the connotation is? Words have effective meaning. So what exactly the effective meaning here? So whether maybe with respect to the already we discussed previously with respect to the concept called what is that concept? Maybe semantic analysis. So we need to identify so whether this particular word is giving positive connotations or maybe negative connotations, that we need to identify. So effective meaning whether it is positive or negative. So only these two will be there. So by this one, positive evaluation will be there and maybe negative evaluation also will be there by using these connotations. So these are the some words, and co-reference is the another word. So this one is the process of finding all expressions referencing the same entity in a text. So whether it is representing same entity or not. For example, here David went to the concert. He said it was an amazing experience. So what is representing he here? What is representing he refers to David here, and it refers to the concert. So that's what. So you need to identify the reference. If I have a multiple kind of sentences, this is what exactly it will come at the end of the your natural languages stage. So and another maybe every time I visit her, my grandma bakes me a cookies. So who is representing here? I, and who is representing my grandma. So these things and all, maybe he refers to, her refers to my grandma, and same way this is the thing. And these are the different concepts we need to check with respect to natural language uh, so natural language understandings. And now we need to check with respect to natural language generations. So already we discussed natural language generations are, there are three kind of tests. We need to plan the text, and then we need to plan the sentence. So first text, sentence, and then you are going to realize what kind of text we are going to speak. So it contains, there are text planning, so including retrieving the relevant consent from the knowledge base. So you need to get what exactly you are going to speak, and you are going to formulate or maybe you are going to identify what kind of meaning it is giving. So you need to plan sentence planning. Maybe for example, I am going to convert from English to Telugu. So I need to identify what kind of equivalent word it will map with this particular word, and where I need to plan. Maybe for example, he went home. So in Telugu, what we can say, Attadu intiki velladu. So he went home and Attadu intiki velladu is different representations. You need to plan accordingly. He went home, Attadu. So like this, you need to plan accordingly what word it will come in which place. So velladu, instead of velladu, vellindi, if I am saying, there is a different meaning. Attadu vellindi is not proper formation of sentence. So this kind of formation you need to phrase. Then finally you need to identify the mapping sentence plan into sentence structure. You need to plan accordingly the structure. So these what about the steps what we are having with respect to the components. There are two components, natural language understanding and natural language generation. And if you are coming to the steps, so this is the very important concept with respect to natural language processing. So there are 6 steps. Maybe if you are a computer science background, you might have known with respect to the compiler steps. So there are 6 steps in compiler, maybe lexical analysis phase, syntax analysis, semantic analysis, intermediate code generation. So similarly here also, you have lexical analysis, syntax analysis, and semantic analysis. And instead of that intermediate code or maybe code generation phase, we are having discuss integration and pragmatic analysis. So what exactly here we are doing with respect to NLP? So my NLP input is always, it is not only text, it is also a speech. Either text I can take, or you can take it as a speech. So if I am considering as a text, you need to identify tokens. So token here is a basic lexeme, kind of lexeme here. We are going to identify each and every token. That's called exactly the tokenization. And you are going to give it to morphological analysis. And same way, if I am having a speech, so I need to convert those things by using phonological analysis. So by using phonological analysis, whatever it may be, your phone conversation, if I am taking, usually how it is going to convert from one call to another call. So it is going to convert from one call to another call. Uh, 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 how it is going to convert? For example, if I am speaking, it is going to convert into speech is going to convert into text, and that text is processed via maybe wires you can take. So that it will finally reach to the destination, and after that they are also converting from text to speech. So that's what we are going to take here, the steps in the speech processing and all. So here, if you are considering either it may be the text or it may be the speech. So we need to consider the following steps. So first you need to identify a morphological analysis. What exactly the token meaning of the tokens. Then we need to analyze a lexical analysis. So what are the lexemes are there? How we are going to interpreting the meaning of individual words. And then you are going to uncover the grammatical structure of the sentences, how we are going to frame the sentences, and the structure how we are going to frame. And finally we are going to check it with a semantic analysis. So semantic analysis, if I am considering here, so the semantic analysis is checking the meaningfulness. So whether the proper word, whatever I am using here, it is giving proper meaning or not. And finally, you are going to, so once lexemes is nothing but you are going to divide entire sentence into different words. And you are going to convert one word, you are going to convert, maybe for example, English I spoke. So that English words will be tokenized. Tokenization means here it is going to give different words. That tokens I am going to send morphological analysis. So it is going to get each and every word meaning one by one. And you are going to get each and every meaning to the lexical analysis. It is going to interpret. It is going to start converting into a target language. So that it is going to convert with the help of syntax analysis. It is called a main concept parsing technique. So then it is going to give, after that it is going to convert with the help of the concept called meaning. So what kind of meanings we are using here, so that we are going to convert here. And finally we are going to give it to discourse integration. So what discourse integration is going to check? Already I divided entire sentence into tokens or lexemes. So these lexemes we are going to merge here in a discourse integration. So we are going to integrate. So after integration, you need to check whether it is giving proper meaning or not with the help of pragmatic analysis. So that's what the process we are having with respect to the steps what we are having. And if I am considering is a so these things. So now you see. So what is exactly the phonetics? What is tokenization? All these things we will see one by one, and we'll further will check another things and all with respect to these analysis phase steps. So maybe if we are taking as a phonetics, so here phonetics is nothing but, I think you might have known in English. So you might have studied. Most of the people are background from BTech, so I think almost I think I studied phonetics concept. I studied phonetics concept in my BTech first year, I think somewhere. Even you might have studied in inter wherever you got English subject. So so it is called a processing of a speech. So what kind of words you are speaking, how you are able to speak. So and what are the challenges with respect to phonetics we are having? So there are so many challenges we are having. So if you are saying a homophones, so homophones is nothing but what? So homophones, if I am taking, so homophones is nothing but here, maybe if I am taking a bank. So whether it is a bank means whether it is a financial bank or it may be river bank. So maybe fisherman went to bank, I said. So he went to which bank? Whether it is a river bank or it may be the financial bank. So that's what doubt. I need to find it out the proper meaning with respect to the phonetics. So that's what with respect to maybe homophones will represent same word we are using for multiple purposes. So that's what it will represent homophones. And maybe near homophones if you are taking, maybe if you are taking, maybe in while you are writing, what you will write, maybe same words, maybe matra will take. Maybe in Hindi or maybe in Telugu, they used to write matra. Some people they will write maybe another kind of a word matra. So there is no big difference between these two. Only one extra character is increased. But even though there are both are similar homophone, I mean similar meanings. So this also you need to identify. So sometimes I will say matra, sometimes I will say matra. So even if I am saying, it has to convert into language and it has to identify which one is having similar homophone or maybe near homophones. And maybe another kind of concept here, word boundary. This also you need to identify. So we'll see one example here, aaj aayenge. So where exactly I need to split this particular term. So maybe we'll take, so aaj aayenge or maybe aaj aayenge. When I need to split this particular word, aaj aayenge will come or aaj aayenge will come today. So what is the exact meaning? And another example is got a plate. Got a plate. So what is the exactly meaning here? You wake up late or it may be I got a plate. So what is the exactly meaning? So while you are converting your phonetics, you need to be clear. So what kind of word is speaking? So for example, I got a plate. So what is the meaning of this one? I don't know. So you need to process this kind of words also. You need to think with respect to the what kind of context he is speaking. So maybe while I'm speaking daily, early morning, I got up late, something, maybe today I wake up late. So this kind of words, if I am saying based on the context, maybe I went to mess, I got a plate. So I went to mess and I got a plate means there is a mismatch with respect to you wake up late and you went to mess something. So these are the some kind of different representations will be there. You need to take it into the account. And even a phrase boundary if I am taking, refer, referential. So which one I need to consider? So with respect to phrase boundary, where exactly I need to stop? If I am considering a refer or if I am considering as a referential. So it is both ambiguity. So even whatever I saw above and all the ambiguities. So with respect to phonetics also, you need to check ambiguity of the particular sentence or maybe particular word. Maybe a disfluency if I am considering, sometimes while I am speaking itself, in between my seminar itself, I am speaking like this I am getting. So these kind of words are not necessary while I am processing converting into another language. So you can omit or maybe you can remove those kind of words. So you need to identify those kind of words also. These kind of words we can call it as a disfluency. So you need to identify those words, and if it is not giving any meaning, you need to remove those kind of words. So these are the challenges, how we are going to identify these words, whether it is bank, what kind of bank you need to identify. That is your thing. So these things and all with respect to the context, you need to think. So even there are so many other examples we are going to see with respect to all other steps and all. So these and all we need to avoid or maybe remove by using natural language processing steps. So morphology is another step. It is very crucial. Maybe in previous thing, phonetics, if I am considering, it is with respect to the speech to text processing. But morphology is the first crucial step in NLP. How we are going to divide into root words. You are going to identify. First, you are going to identify the words with respect to see, I'm going to identify tokenization. Tokenization means you are going to identify with respect to the kind of words. Now morphology, what you are going to identify. So you identified all individual words, all individual tokens. Now I need to take one token and what this represent, whether it is belongs to noun or whether it is belongs to verb, and what kind of verb it is, and if it is past tense, what is the present tense of verb. So all these things I need to identify. Then only you can identify proper things. So word formation rules from the root words. You need to identify what exactly the root word, whether it is noun or whether it is maybe a boys, boy. So if I am considering these are two different words, my processor should analyze boys. If I am writing, it has to say, okay, this is a different kind of word and boys different kind of word. If it is unable to identify these two are similar words, only plural this is having. So in that case, I can remove that yes. So that these two words are similar or same. So I can process very less. So if I am not considering a plural, automatically the number of words I need to consider huge. So already in natural language processing, there are plenty of words. The lack of words are there. In that itself, once again, if you are taking it as a plural singular individually, then it will increase almost double the words. So how we are going to manage? So for that, what we are going to do here, we are going to reduce plurals into singulars. We are going to convert. So once if you are able to convert, it is easy to identify. Maybe instead of 2000 words, we are taking only 1000 words. So that's what. So we are reducing the kind of options here. And maybe if I am taking into tenses, there are I think around 6 kind of tenses are there. So I don't want to give more stress on these verbs and all. So English already you might have known little bit concepts. So tenses, if I am taking post participle past tense or maybe present tense or maybe future tense, all these things we need to consider. And whatever may be the tense you are using, you need to convert into present tense. Then it will be easy for you to understand what exactly the meaning of this one. Maybe if I the languages which are morphologically rich languages. So in the sense, Dravidian languages, if you are taking all Dravidian languages, maybe Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, all these languages are rich in morphology. And maybe if you are taking Purin morphology, Chinese and English, so these language morphology is very less. But however, if rich in morphology languages, you can easily process when compared to the Purin morphology cases. Why? Because there is no particular rule will be there for Purin morphology. But rich in morphology languages are having particular rules. You should use like this only. So that kind of rules will be there with respect to the languages which are rich in morphology. So when compared to English, you can convert easily Telugu to other languages. You can process Telugu language because it is rich in morphology. So that's what easy processing at higher stages of processing. So already these rich in morphology is having proper rules. But Purin morphology, they are not having proper rules, so it is too difficult to handle those kind of things. So for morphology case, you can handle by using finite automata machines itself. So you can identify the regular languages for morphological words, and you can generate the finite state machine for that those kind of regular languages. So that it is possible with respect to the morphological languages. So finite state machine is this is the basic machine, maybe lower level machine what we are discussing. So you can easily manage with that one. So another kind of concept here is lexical disambiguation. So here a dictionary access and obtaining the properties of a word we need to maintain. So ambiguity, if you want to reduce, so you need to maintain a dictionary kind of thing. If it is plural, you need to convert it into singular. If it is a kind of verb, you need to convert it into some kind of noun. So you need to give all the representations for particular word. Maybe dog, if I am taking. So if it is noun, it is a lexical property. So if it is taking as a yes, then it is a plural. So this is a morphological property. And maybe animate, if I am using instead of animate, if I am saying, So that is animal, animate I am using. So that is a semantic property. So meaning of that one. Maybe sometimes I can use it as a four-legged person, or maybe four-legged animal. Like this, if I am saying, that is also a kind of semantic property. So carnivore is another kind of semantic property. So all these things I need to remember with respect to the particular word dog. And maybe what exactly the challenging here, how we are going to identify those lexical and word sense disambiguations here. So this is the big thing we need to check with respect to lexical disambiguation. And maybe if you are checking, so there are, if I am taking with respect to the part of speech. So this part of speech is a very important concept with respect to NLP. So first step is you are going to identify part of speech disambiguation. So for example, if I am saying dog, so in what context you are saying dog? Whether it is a noun with respect to animal, or whether it is a verb, you need to identify that thing. And then maybe with respect to sense, if I am taking sense disambiguation, what kind of sense you are speaking? So whether it with respect to animal or with respect to the verb. So these are the things. So you need to identify the proper relationship between the context. So in what context you are using? So he is working like a dog. So if I am saying he is working like a dog means what is that? So dog, it is to give hard work. So he is working like a dog means he is a very hardworking person. So indirectly, I am not scolding the guy, but I am giving some positive opinion on him. So that you need to pretend, or maybe you need to convert properly. So if I am seeing, wherever I am seeing dog is now here noun. If I am taking, it is so I need to compare. Okay, he is comparing with dog, so he is dog. Like that, you should not think. So their dog, what sense I am using their dog. So that you need to identify. So that's what you are going to identify lexical disambiguation. So kind of what kind of word I am using here, and how we are going to use that kind. And with respect to context, you need to use. Maybe the context we'll see here. The chair emphasized the need for the adult education. So what is the meaning of chair here? Whether the sitting chair, it is saying that adult education is compulsory. So what it exactly chair? Chair is the person who sat inside the chair, or maybe who is organizing, or maybe who is speaking, who is the speaker of that particular chair. So it is not the exactly chair. So that you need to identify. And maybe another example is a groundbreaking ceremony. So what is the meaning of groundbreaking ceremony? So they are going to break that ground. So that's what you need to identify, even the context, what they are in ground separately. If you are taking, okay, ground breaking, separate things, if you are taking, it will give different meanings. But overall, if I am considering, so you need to identify what context I am giving this particular word. So according to that, you need to work. According to that, your NLP has to work. And maybe another kind of word is watch. What you want when you want. So what is this? Whether watch represents here, it is a kind of noun, or maybe it is a kind of verb. So you need to identify with respect to the context. You have to think other words. What you want when you want. So accordingly, you need to think what is watch. It is not directly, it is a noun. So it is a kind of here verb. So they are going to check. So what you want and when you want, we are going to check. So those kind of words are some kind of words you need to think with respect to the disambiguation. And maybe another thing is, we required technical developments already. They came and they gave additional kind of words also. Maybe while you are in new once, maybe after maybe recent days, you have some kind of words which are giving more frequently we are using. Maybe there is no word Xerox, but currently we are using Xerox word. So like this, maybe Googling we are using. So Googling, there is no particular dictionary word, but we are using that word. So according to the evaluation, we started using some kind of words. So even that words also, maybe in future you are going to use some kind of words, and in future some kind of words you are going to remove. Maybe the kind of maybe if you are Telugu people, maybe some kind of letters they removed. Maybe bandira something they used to say. Maybe when I am studying in my childhood, I learned that letter. Now there is no bandira concept in Telugu. So these kind of words and all they're removing, and they're adding new words. So and justifying, there is no justify or maybe justifying. So this is the normal word we are using, but there is no I mean the what context they are using justify there. So justify meaning is different, but in word context, maybe MS word we are using justify. You justify that content. So actually the meaning is different, but here we are using for the another purpose. So this is the word one, and xeroxed. It is the new verb we are using here nowadays. And maybe digital trace. So there is no, previously there is no word digital trace, but currently we are using this particular word. And maybe like this, there are so many words: communicating, pretending to talk on mobile when you are actually not. So these are the different kind of words. And maybe discom, googleization, and these are the anxiety and maybe discomfort. So these are the different words we are using without any particular context. So we need to think about new words also. Helicopter parenting. So if I am saying parenting, it is different concept. Helicopter, it is different concept. Now if I am combining these two words, there is no proper meanings to this one. Maybe helicopter, if I am saying it is pakka, I can say it is a noun. But here in this context, it is a kind of verb. So it is called over parenting. So we need to think, or maybe we need to give a proper language translators while you are using these kind of words. So maybe if I am generating a translator which can handle all the existing verbs, or maybe all the existing nouns, whatever it may be, all the existing context. Now newly added things and all, I need to make my system has to be familiar with new words also. I need to train my system with new words itself when they are going to use these kind of words. So that's what. And maybe texto, typo, there is no such kind of words, but now currently we are using speako. And maybe while you are chatting, there are so many shortcuts we are using in WhatsApp chat when we are coming. So we used to put WN, CMIN, something shortcuts we used to keep. That you need to pretend, or maybe you need to understand what kind of language. You will understand because you have habituated with the kind of letters what you are using. But maybe the system will not understand. You need to train your system so that it has to understand all these words. That's what you need to think with respect to the lexical disambiguation. And parse tree, or it may be the syntax tree. So you are going to identify the syntactical structure, how they are communicating, or maybe how they are contacting. So maybe what is noun, what is verb face, noun face. So noun is belongs to I like mangoes. So that you are going to take here. I like mangoes. So I belongs to noun. So this is the kind of processing tree you are going to maintain with respect to the syntax processing stage. So for this, you are going to use some kind of processors. And you need to check once again here, ambiguity is the big enemy here with respect to even syntax processing stage also. So while you are speaking with respect to this, you need to think with respect to scope. Maybe you just see here, the old men and women were taken to safe locations. So what is the meaning here? The old men and women were taken to safe locations. So what you need to think here, only old men they are taking, or maybe old men and women. So old is for both men and women, or only old men and they are taking women. So what is the context here? We don't know. We need to identify the scope of that old, whether it is belongs to men and women or only the men. So I need to identify, right? And same way, no smoking areas will allow hookahs inside. So no maybe quantifiers if I am taking. So there are some quantifiers, no, all, some. So these kind of quantifiers you might have saw, I think. So no smoking areas allows hookahs inside. What is the meaning of this one? So whether smoking areas which allow hookahs inside is not, there is no smoking areas which are allowing, or it may be in other case that you need to detect. And maybe if you are taking a preposition phase attachment, so I saw the boy with a telescope. So what is the meaning here? I am seeing the boy by using telescope, or I saw the boy is having a telescope. So what is the meaning? Don't know. So, and I saw mountain with a telescope. Here also same meaning. Whether I saw the mountain with the telescope, I need to check here. Maybe it is mountain. It is not going to have any kind of telescope. So we are seeing with the help of telescope. So with the context of mountain, we are going to identify. So we need to think with respect to that statement. Then only we are going to identify. And same thing if you are checking with respect to boy, I saw the boy with a telescope. So whether boy is having a telescope or I myself, I am having a telescope. So that is the ambiguity we are having. I saw the boy with the ponytail. So same case here also. So these are the some kind of preposition phrase attachments. And another thing is word knowledge. So what kind of words you are using? Maybe you just see here. 20 years later, BMC pays a father 20 lakh rupees for causing son's death. In one newspaper, they gave like this. So what is the meaning? So 20 years later, BMC pays father 20 lakhs rupees for causing son's death. Who is causing son's death here? Whether father is killing son, or it may be BMC. So due to father is killed the son, that's why father got 20 lakh rupees from the BMC. That's what the meaning. Or maybe BMC killed his son, so that's the reason they gave 20 lakh rupees to the father. So we don't know which is correct meaning here. And maybe another actual sentence in the newspaper, maybe you say, see, the cameraman shot the man with the gun when he was near to the Tendulkar. So who is near to the Tendulkar? Whether cameraman is near to the Tendulkar, or the a person with gun is near to the Tendulkar. So this is the we need to think with respect to the word knowledge. So with respect to, you need to identify what kind of word we are using, and we need to detect. So what kind of meaning it is going to propose. And maybe later thing is semantic analysis phase. So that's what another phase here, what we are handling with respect to the natural language processing. So this semantic analysis is a representation of conceptual meaning, you can say. And maybe they are using for identifying the particular meaning by using predicate calculus, or maybe semantic nets they are going to use, or maybe indirectly they are going to represent all the meanings by using these kind of things. Maybe predicate calculus they can use for meaning representations, and semantic nets they can use frames they can use, and maybe conceptual dependencies, some scripts they can use. So that and all they are going to identify by using this semantic analysis. Maybe John gave a book to Mary. So what is agent here? Who gave book? So John gave the book. And what is object here? So object is a book here. And who is recipient? Mary is recipient. So that you need to identify, so that it will be easy for you to think with respect to the semantics. So you need to identify with respect to semantic analysis. Agent you need to identify, and who are the objects, and recipient who is that. And maybe once again the problem is by default ambiguity. So ambiguity in semantic role is how you are going to label the thing. So that is once again a big problem here. Visiting friends can be a nuisance. So visiting friends can be a nuisance means here, whether you are going to visit in friend's house, or maybe friends coming to your house, it is making a nuisance. Which one is nuisance here? So that you need to identify with respect to the semantically what is correct meaning. And maybe a discourse this one. So how we are going to identify this discourse? So how we are going to connect the whatever it may be the text? So how we are going to connect that text? So how much complex it is having that connection of text? So that it is going to discuss with respect to discourse integration. So how we are going to integrate those things? So Jan was returning from school. So school dejected. So what is the meaning of this one? So John was returning from the school because he dejected. So something happened in school. That's the reason he came back to school and he dejected. So that's what the meaning. So now what is the concept? Today was the math test. So by seeing this one, you are going to identify, okay, due to math test, he was a little bit dejected and he came from the school. So due to that problem with math text. So from this sentence, you are going to identify due to math text. So in this context, who is Jan here? So Jan is a student. That's the reason he is going to write math text. Due to math text, he was dejected. And maybe you just see, he could not control the class. So what is the meaning of this one? So today is the math text is there. Whether he is writing the math text, no, he could not control the class. So he cannot control the class. Due to that one, he was dejected. So in this case, who is Jan? He is not a student. He is a maybe class representative, or maybe he is a class teacher. So now up to here, the meaning is different. Now the another sentence is coming. Automatically, the Jan representation is going to change. You need to identify proper whatever it may be the discourse integration that you need to identify. Now, for example, one more. So teacher should not made him responsible. So this is another problem. So what exactly here? Maybe in this case, you might have thought Jan is a teacher. But here another sentence came. Teacher should not have made him responsible. So teacher he made, so he is a class representative, but still he is having some problem. Maybe you can think with respect to this perspective, Jan is a class representative. Now you will see another thing. After all, he is just a janitor. Janitor means here maybe room cleaner. So due to he is a room cleaner. So today math test is there. So teachers, they are unable to control the class. Due to that one, it is extended. So he is unable to clean the classroom. So that's the reason he dejected. So without knowing the final sentence, you don't know what exactly the meaning of John, who is representing John. So you need to identify perfectly while you are integrating a different kind of sentences here. So that's what they are going to discuss with respect to the discourse. Right, and finally you are going to the final stage, pragmatics. So pragmatics is another kind of hard problem if you are taking. So you are now you identified all the divided into lexemes and you identified proper meanings of lexemes and you made lexeme analysis and you finally you merge all the discourses integration and finally you are going to get the meaning of entire sentence. So you need to identify what exactly it is giving sentence after converting from English to Telugu, whether it is giving proper meaning or not. So you need to detect. So you need to use some model user interventions. Maybe you take this kind of example. Tourist is in a hurry, checking out the hotel, monitoring the service boy. Boy, go upstairs and see if my sandals are under the divan. Do not be late. I have just 15 minutes to catch the train. So what exactly the context of tourist? So indirectly, I forget my slippers there, or maybe I forget my sandals in my room. So you go and check if sandals are there, you bring. So I have, there is no lot of time with me. So I have only 15 minutes to go. Now, what is the context of boy? What you will check? So with respect to context of boy, so what he is saying, boy, go upstairs and see if my sandals are under the divan. So he said, you just check under divan, my slippers are there or not. Then he came back. So what is the meaning of this one? So in the context of tourist, if slippers are there, you bring the slippers to me. If slippers are not there, you leave it. But in the context of boy, if I am going, so what he is thinking, okay, I need to go there and I need to check. If slippers are there, I will come down and I will say, yes, slippers are there. So like that, the pretension or maybe the concept it is coming. So even if you are merging the pragmatics, you need to check. So boy running upstairs and came back. Yes, sir, they are there. So what is the meaning of this one? So you need to think with respect to this also. And another kind of problem with respect to pragmatics, world knowledge. World knowledge in the sense maybe with respect to India, if I am speaking. So why India needs 2nd October? So maybe if I am speaking with respect to India, so I need a holiday in 2nd October. So if I am saying same word in maybe other countries, so they will scold me. So why you required a holiday on 2nd October? What is the reason? So in the context of India, you can understand the concept, but in the context of other nations, so that's what world knowledge is required. So you need to check what is the context of that particular word here. Okay, so and these are the steps in NLP. So now we are going to the current challenges. So how we are going to break the sentences into tokens. So that is called a tokenization here. And you are going to once if you are going to break the tokens, then you are going to give it to your morphological analyzer, and how we are going to identify the tagging parts of speech. So what kind of whether it is belongs to noun, whether it is belongs to verb, and if it is belongs to noun, whether it is plural or maybe singular, that all these things I need to detect. So then only I need to able to proceed, or maybe I need to able to process the particular sentence, and maybe building an appropriate vocabulary based on this parts of speech, and linking the components of created vocabulary. So that I need to take into the concepts, and I need to understand the what kind of context I am speaking, and then I need to identify the semantic meanings with respect to all the sentence. And finally, I need to identify a named entity recognition. So what are the entities here representing? And finally, I need to transforming unstructured data into structured data. And finally, I need to remove the ambiguity. So these are the different concepts, challenges we need to consider while I am speaking with respect to the NLP. So all these things are having we required a kind of approaches to convert or maybe to transfer the particular language into you need to break properly, and you need to identify parts of speech properly. All these things you need to identify. So there are so now currently for English, I think there are so much research with respect to English. It is going on, but with respect to other languages, maybe Hindi, some sort of research is done already. So you can, if you are interested, you can proceed with respect to any kind of approach you can take, and you can concentrate. Maybe with respect to English, with respect to Tamil, with respect to Telugu. I think with respect to Telugu and other languages apart from Hindi, there is a very less evaluation was there. So you can consider these concepts for evolving into NLP concepts. And for evolving this one, so there are so many libraries they proposed. So you just see NLTK. So natural language toolkit library is there, that already we will see maybe after this presentation is completed, then we will check. And the thing is Spacy is the another kind of library, and Gensim is the another kind of library, pattern and text block. These are the some kind of libraries. They are using a different kind of text, and they are proceeding the things, whatever may be the process we are having NLP stages. So they are doing all these stages, and they are converting into the target language. So that's what they are going to do here. And I think with this we can conclude this session. And maybe next session we are going to speak how we are going to check, maybe practical session we can take it is with respect to NLTK. That's what we discussed here, natural language toolkit. So we'll check a natural language toolkit, and maybe we'll see maybe some half an hour we'll do some kind of experimental things. We will check. Maybe that it will give some whatever maybe interest to you, so that you can go to homes and you can continue the particular thing effectively. So instead of stopping here, I will take maybe some 15 minutes after, we'll take some half an hour or maybe 45 minute session, and we'll try to continue maybe practical approaches, right? So if you are having any doubts, you can ask me now. So we'll see, you can ask now itself. Maybe we'll after completion of doubts or maybe query session, we'll further we'll move to the practical session. Yes. Hello. Hello, Dr. NP Challa. Are you there? You can ask, maybe if you're having any doubts, you can ask me now. Otherwise, I will take a break and maybe we'll come back by 5. And we'll start maybe the practical session maybe for 10, half an hour, less than half an hour if possible. So if you are feeling bored with the session, then we'll stop here and we'll continue maybe after 15 minutes. So what is your suggestions?
So the session is very good and interesting, but I think we will just take a 5 minutes or 10 minutes break and come back.
Yes, yes. 15 minutes break you take. 5 exactly I will start. Right. I think maybe some half an hour, maybe less than 40, maybe for 45 minutes. I will take the session later. So is it fine? Then we'll see. Right? Maybe okay. If there is no doubts, we'll. Yes, Harvansh Singh. Something you raised hand. Sir, you can give, you can unmute him so that you will ask some doubts. Harvan Singh. Krishnakant Alika.
Sir, I just spoke. This is Krishnakant. I was just talking before that.
Yes,
we will
yes. I
come
think
back.
someone, Harvan Singh, he raised hand. I think he is having some doubt. So if you are able to unmute him, then it will be good, I think. Maybe you will ask some doubt.
Sir, I am also a participant. I don't have the option to unmute. I think only the
Okay.
host do that.
Let me check. Yes, I think I unmuted him. Yes, if you are having doubt, you please ask. Okay, then 5 o'clock will start. So if you are having no doubts, we'll start 5 o'clock.
person you're calling is on another call. Please hold the line.
Yes, once again, good evening. I think we'll start maybe some practical approach. What are the things we need to consider while we are using? I think there are so much material is there online. You can go through also. So maybe I will explain maybe for 10-15 minutes how we are going to install NLTK and other things. So before that, you need to learn this Python first of all. So learning Python is not a big task. I think you people might have learned so many other languages. So there is no syntax procedure you need to follow for learning, but it is very easy when you know already some other languages, right? Maybe C you might have known, even EC people also. So they can easily learn this Python when compared to other languages and that. There is no I think a lot of material is there with respect to Python, so you can proceed that itself. So I wanted to share something. Yes. So that is the thing, and maybe we are going to see now in this session is NLTK, Natural Language Toolkit. So this is publicly available. You can download this NLTK and you can practice some of the concepts with respect to Python. So this what? So how we are going to install the NLTK and what is the steps we are going to do? That we will see here. Maybe even I gave in this link itself, nltk.org, if you are going. So there already we have all the options here with respect to NLTK. And this is about the presentation. So we'll see maybe with respect to NLTK how we are going to install and other things and all. So I will share the same page. I think you are able to proceed what I am saying to you. So I hope I am giving. I mean, whatever I am saying, you are getting. I think so. With that, you are able to see, right, this particular screen, NLTK 3.5 documentation. Whether you are able to see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. So if you are going here, they are giving already how we are going to install NLTK. So for that, what you need required here is first you need to install a Python. So after installation of Python, it is very even installation of Python also it is very easy. You just go to the Python page. So and then you can install there. After that, you just check how you are going to install. Maybe it is Windows or Unix. So if it is Windows, you just even 32-bit also, not even 64-bit also, no, there is no issues. Even you can download and you can use. So that's what a 64-bit version only I am using. So you just install Python first, then you go to NumPy. So it's better only Python you try to install with respect to 32-bit. Nowadays, there is no problem with 32 or maybe 64-bit options and all. So first you need to install Python. After that, you are going to install a NumPy. NumPy is the numerical concepts which is required for Python. And then you are going to install this NLTK. So that's what while your installation, I think some of the videos are there in your YouTube also. So you can check how you are going to install a Python itself. Then after that, you are going to install NLTK. So how we are going to install, you just see here. After so how we are going to install NLTK, just simply with respect to the Python, you just go inside this particular thing, and they will explain so what exactly we required, how exactly we are going to install this NLTK. So we'll wait. I hope yes. So this is what the NLTK project description. So you need to download these particular files and you can install this process, or even you have some YouTube videos how we are going to install NLTK things. So this is the another important material you can go through with respect to the implementation concepts, maybe with respect to practical approaches in natural language processing with Python. So this what with respect to NLTK. So NLTK.org. So you are having all the content, how you are going to install these things. And you just see here maybe the toolkit what we are having, and the simple things with respect to NLTK. So how we are going to tokenize, how we are going to identify the names and other things, and how we are going to display these things by using tree bank. So that's what. So these are the concepts we are having different kind of content. We are going to install this one, and what are the different approaches we are following with respect to the NLTK. Right, then if you are going to the book, so they're explaining all these things, how we are going to proceed with natural language processing. So for installation of that one, I said already, so you need to install first Python, and then you need to go for NumPy, and then you can install NLTK. So that's what the process what they explained here with respect to the installation. So install Python, then NumPy, and then installation of test Python. So I already installed this Python and as well as NLTK. So that's what they're asking. You just type this one Python 38, then automatically this is 38 for 3.8. So that depends on the kind of what version you are installed. So if I am going here with respect to the start button, I think so if you are seeing here, maybe I installed here a 64-bit version of Python, but I didn't get any problem with respect to NLTK. But they said here is it's better to install 32-bit operating system, avoid 64-bit. But there is no problem with respect to this. Maybe this you just open. I think it will be fine. It will work fine. So then I think it is visible to write. Yes. That is the case. So it is working fine, and maybe this is the process. Maybe you can go through chapter by chapter. Maybe daily you can do all these things. We are going to language processing and Python. So they will give some introduction to Python, as well as different concepts are there with respect to language processing. So that they will explain here, and you just see here maybe the kind of operations what they are having. This is what NLTK and NLTK download. So first you need to import this NLTK. So just you type here import NLTK. I think already I imported, so there is no problem. And you are going to type NLTK. So you just see there. It will take some time to import all the whatever may be data which is inside NLTK. So then you just download. So automatically it is going to download some of your folder. Most probably it will be there in your wherever your Python is installed. So there exactly it is going to install. So then there are so many options with respect to this NLTK. So maybe we need to wait for some time. Then it will open like this screen. That is the case. I think it is processing. So that's the case here. It is waiting. So we'll wait. Maybe you can see, and I think there are so many other corporas we can say here. Data set, whatever maybe data set we are using here, that we can call it as a corporas. So there are a different kind of corporas. All corporas are there. Maybe books are there. Other things and all there. So maybe they are showing information with respect to the github.index.xml. I think already I downloaded. That may be the reason it is giving some other options. We'll wait maybe 2 more minutes so that we will check. And so if you are seeing here, there are different options are there. Maybe we'll see one by one option. Maybe initially we'll start with some of the concepts. Maybe after 10-15 minutes, we'll take some concepts, and I will explain some functionalities. Then we'll start taking this particular book itself. Maybe chapter by chapter we'll go and we'll see what are the concepts are there. just go through maybe up until this one is completing. We'll go through this one and we'll see here. So how we are going to getting started with NLTK. So what you need to do, first you need to install the Python and then NumPy, then you need to install this NLTK, so that you can start working with respect to, so import NLTK and NLTK download option will be there. Automatically it will start downloading. And so here what they are using here, maybe searching the text, how we are going to search the text. For example, I have so many corpus, means here data set. So there are so many different corpus are there, maybe book corpus, all. So all these things are going to represent the data sets. So this one it is going to represent, maybe you just see here. So maybe NLTK book. So I am going to check with respect to the book, what exactly this book is containing. So that book corpora, if I am seeing here, so introduction to the examples of NLTK book. So all these things, I think some issue is there with respect to my Python. So I am killing that one and I am going to restart, so that I already installed my NLTK here. So we'll see what are the concepts, what we are doing with respect to this. I hope I shared the screen right. I hope I shared the screen. So what we are going to check here, maybe we'll see maybe from NLTK dot book. So book is the some kind of corpora here. So that I am going to import everything. I am going to import here. So it will show whatever maybe you have here in this screen. So text one. So Moby Dick by Herman Mavelle. So he is the person, he generated the kind of text. And Sense Sensibility by Jane Austen, the book of Genesis, and inaugural address corpus, chat corpus, Monty Python and Holy Grail, and Wall Street Journal. This is the kind of data set which is mostly they are using for phonetics. Phonetical based things are there. Are three kind of corpus is there. One corpus is this one, Wall Street Journal. And these are the things, different kind of corpus are there. So all these corpus are there. You can take any kind of text. Maybe if I am saying text one, if you're typing, so this is what it is discussing here. Everything it is going to check. Maybe if I am giving a print text one, I think the same thing is going to present. So same thing it is going to present. So you need to apply some kind of methods here to get the knowledge with respect to that. So maybe we'll check later these things and all. Maybe you have already it is this kind of material available in internet. So what we are going to check here is we are going to see some of the methods, maybe some 10 minutes. And we'll see other concepts with respect to this. Maybe for this, what I am doing here, I'm going to open already some practice I did with this. So what I'm doing, I'm opening that particular file. So if you're able to see here, yeah. So what I'm doing here, so NLTK I'm importing here. So that's what we are doing first. So and then there are these things and all I don't require currently. So you can hide. So you can hide this one or maybe leave it as is. There is no problem. Even if you are hiding also, there is no comment. So I commented. So what I have here currently, only import other things and all, nothing is there. So what I am going to do, I am going to create a text file. I'm going to I created one text file here. So that is called, I think the size of the font is visible to you. Let me change the font. I don't know where to change. Edit format, run options. Format. Show options. I think it's not. So we'll see, no problem. I think import NLTK I am giving here and text file open nlp.txt. So one text file I created here with respect to the thing. So I will show what kind of text I gave in that text file. So this is the general file what we are having. So maybe NLTK Python framework is generally used for education. Some kind of text I gave here. So that I saved it as a nlp.txt. So what I am doing here with respect to this, so I am planning to open this particular file. So now if you are running this module, so you need to save first. Then it is going to restart and it is working on that. But I am not going to print anything here. I didn't print anything, so that's the reason it is not showing anything here. So for example, if I am printing this particular thing with respect to the maybe first what I am going to do, I want to read the file first. So for reading what I am going to do here, what is the file name? Text file is here. Text file dot read. So this is the function what we are going to get. So read file we are going to apply on text file. So that I am going to apply on text. So text equal to text file dot read I am going to give, and what I am going to give here maybe print text. So we'll give now print text. Right. So now I am going to run this one. So if I am running this one, so first automatically it will ask us to save, and then you just see here whatever may be the data what I gave in text file, it is going to get back into the editor here. So this what the text I gave, and same text it is reading here. It is going to print. So for that you need to read. So read is the function for reading the file in Python. So there is no special with respect to this. I didn't use any kind of NLTK here. So even without NLTK also, I think it will work. There is no problem. And this is another kind of thing, type. So the what kind of type of text I am giving here, whether it is string, whether it is integers, other things and all, it is going to check. So class string, string, it is going to type here. Right. So these two functionalities are general to the Python. These two functionalities are the general to the Python. So next, what we are going to check maybe length of the text we are going to check. So what we are going to check here, maybe a len of the length of the text. So text if I am giving, so if I am executing this one, it is not going to print anything. So why? Because I am not going to print. So just it is going to calculate a text, but it is not going to print how many, what is the length of the text. So for that, what you need to give, you just give a print. So print length of text if I am giving, it is going to print text. So these are the general functions of you see here it is showing 233. So 233 is the number of characters present in this text. So if you just started counting with respect to this, maybe I will give the kind of text here, hello, hi. So now how many letters are there? This is 5 plus space 6, 7, 8, 9. So whether it is going to give 9 or not, we'll check it out. Yeah, 9 it is giving. So 9 how it is giving? This is 5 and this is 3 plus 1 space we are giving here. So that's the representation of hello hi representation here. So this is a general basic function of the Python itself, length. So what we are going next is, now we are going to do, already we did tokenization process. So it is the first step in your NLP steps. So first step is tokenization. So for that, what we need to do is you need to import the concept called send tokenizer. So send tokenize is the sentence tokenizer. So it is importing sentence tokenizer from NLTK. So this is the one particular thing. Even these two are not there, all these things will work. But whatever may be now what we are doing, that if you want to work, you need to give a kind of packages here. So send tokenize is the package name which is present only in NLTK. So that's what. So with respect to Python, it won't work, but you need to give this particular thing. So what I'm going to here, text I am using. So instead of this thing, so you understood, right? What is length here? It will say. So for your understanding purpose, instead of counting entire sentence, I gave hi hello. It is giving 9. So here it is giving 233, whatever it may be the number of characters. Here it is present with a dot as well as space also. That's what it will give. So that's what with respect to the length. Now what we are going to do here, maybe sentence tokenizer, what it is going to do. So it is going to identify how many sentences are there. So each sentence it is going to print here. So that's what with respect to the word sentence tokenizer, send tokenizer. So what I'm going to do here, maybe we'll check what exactly send tokenizer, how we are going to use. So what is thing is whatever may be here what we used, same thing we can use here. So that is the function name and tokenize. So what we are going to tokenize here. So we are going to tokenize here text. So that's what already this text is there. That text we are going to tokenize. So if I am executing this one, it won't print any kind of output because we didn't use any print option here. Maybe we'll use directly a print. Sorry. So directly print if I am using. So it is going to print sentence wise. Sentence wise it is going to print. You see here. Open square bracket it is opening and it is going to show some of the concepts here, NLTK Python program. So this is what. So here this is starting and ending. So it is kind of strings it is going to consider. So this is entire thing is one string and then they are keeping comma there. So second string they are going to start here. It is not applications, and third string they are going to start. However, this is the thing. Whenever full stop is there, it is going to identify eg dot. So that is there. That is also it is identifying it is a separate sentence. And this is the concept it is going to identify with respect to the sentence tokenizer. So now we will see with respect to the whatever it may be word tokenizer. So what sentence tokenizer is doing? So in tokenizer, entire whatever it may be corpora, it is going to convert into sentences and it is going to keep it as a sentence wise, one sentence in one array. Now what word sentence it is going to take? Each word it is going to consider is a one string. So that's what we are going to check with word sentence. So maybe we'll take same thing. There is no part with respect to this. And if you are checking, it won't work, I think. So if you are checking, it may raise some kind of errors. We'll find it out. So it found some kind of error. Why it is founding? So you are using a word tokenizer, but it is not defined. Why it is not defined here? Because I didn't import here. So if I am saying maybe comma, I can keep from NLTK only I am taking. So I am going to take word tokenize. So word tokenize I am using here. So automatically now if you run, I think it will work fine. You see there is no error here. So if you are seeing here the how it is going to convert. So the NLTK Python framework is generally used as an. So indirectly one word it is splitting here. Even dot also it's splitted differently, and it's. So you just see here it's apostrophe it is splitting differently, not usually used on product, comma, other things and all, it is splitting. And here we need to check example dot easy dot also here it is splitting properly. So each kind of, maybe here what it is going to check with respect to word tokenizer, it is going to take, if it is any separate symbol, it is going to consider it as a separate tokenizer. And if it is any special symbol is there, that it is going to consider it is a separate word. So that's what the thing with respect to word tokenizer, right? So then we'll see maybe further what are the other things we are having with respect to the things here. So we saw the different send tokenizer, and maybe you can use here maybe instead of the how many sentences you got. So I need to know. So maybe how many sentences you got means I need to represent here maybe some kind of a sentence, some kind of word. So then what you are going to do here, maybe you just print the length of sentence, length of sentence. So what is going to print here? It is going to print how many sentences we are using here. How many sentences? So how many sentences it is generating by using a sentence? You see here 253, but how many sentences we are getting? Only 5 sentences. So how 5 sentences are getting? This is one sentence, entire NLPK tool, and this is second sentence, and this is third sentence, and this is fourth sentence easy dot, and is called example is fifth sentence. So that's the reason 5 sentences it is taking. And same way you can count a number of words also. Maybe instead of this one I can represent here maybe length directly. So instead of assigning into words and creating, so I can do this one. So now it will represent how many words are present in my entire corpora. So that it is going to give. So how many words are there? 47 words are there. All 47. D will be one thing, and dot will be another thing, and it is another thing, and apostrophe s is one thing, comma is another thing. All these things it is going to consider, and it is saying there are 47 words are there with respect to this corpora. So that's what with respect to the word tokenizer, and the other thing is a send tokenizer. So right, so there is no, I think it is fine with respect to the number of words and these things. And maybe we'll see another thing here is maybe frequency distribution. So how many words are occurring frequently in my corpora, I want to check. So for that, what you are going to use here, you are going to use maybe a frequency distribution. So frequency distribution of words. So what exactly words here? I didn't assign, maybe let me have, no, I need to check how many, maybe let me word equal to word tokenizer. So what it is tokenizer, it is going to do, it is going to identify how many words are there in my corpora. So that it is going to give some details with respect to. So now it is going to give word is indicating that how words, all words are there. So what it is going to indicate here, so it is going to say frequency distribution words if I am giving. So what it is going to indicate, it is going to indicate how many repeated words are there. Maybe for example, in my corpora, maybe you just see here. So this is the sentence. So how many these are there here? Only one D is there. Any other D here? No. So it is not going to give. Maybe dot if I am saying 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 dots are there. So 5 dots it is going to give. So that kind of, so which word it is repeating more. So what is the repeated kind of a thing. So for that, what we need a frequency distributor here. So that is already defined in NLTK probability file. NLTK dot probability. So this is the file. Maybe there are so many probabilistic libraries are there. So that and all they defined inside this NLTK probability. So what I am going to do, import. I am going to import here the kind of concept here, frequency distribution. So that I am going to give here. So automatically it is not going to raise any error because of this frequency distributor. So we considered here frequency distribution with respect to frequency distribution of votes. So we need to print what is this frequency distributor will return. So that we are going to check with respect to frequency distribution. So that we are going to check, and we are going to run the module here. So you just see here, maybe some other error we received here with respect to the thing. Votes is undefined here. So that's what. So what is here? I defined word, but here votes is there. So that I am going to check. So then you just see. So this is very easy, and you just see here maybe frequency distribution with 38 samples with 47 outcomes. So if I am checking what is this 38 samples and 47 outcomes, so you just see here how many words you just print the word count, length of word. So how many words we printed previously? It is around 47, I think. 47 words are there. So that's what it is printed. So 47 words are there. Among that 47 words, we got 38 different samples. So 38 different values are there. So indirectly what we are saying, some words only it is repeating, and remaining all are not repeating. Maybe if you are seeing here, so what are the words maybe repeating? Maybe it is repeating. So this capital IT and small it is going to repeat, and maybe B is there somewhere anywhere else? No. Maybe used is repeating. We'll see what are the other concepts are repeating. We'll print those things and all. So automatically we'll check what are the things it is repeating commonly there. So that we will check here, and how we are going to use that one by using most common things. So what I am doing here, so most common things, how many values we got here? 38 samples are there. So we can print all 38 samples here by using most common 38 samples. So if you are running this one, I think this is, so dot is coming 5 times. Used is coming 3 times. And is coming 1 time, 2 times, and as is coming 2 times. If you are identifying, so there are 3 places used we are using. So used, and used. And you can see maybe use also there. Use is coming here 1 time. So that is representing here. All the terms are representing one time. So there is no particular sequence will be there, but it is coming as a increasing sequence. Maybe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That is the sequence it is taking, and there is no particular process. So which one is coming first? Is coming first because of already we found is instead of as. So there is no as here. So first only we are getting is. So that's why we are representing is before as. And when compared to as, 2 we are keeping after as. So as might have come before 2. So as came here. So that's the reason we are representing here. And maybe here the we are keeping here because of the coming first. And like this we are proceeding. Example is coming last. Because of that reason we kept all these things with respect to the frequency distributor. Right. Another thing is we can plot the graph also with respect to this. For that, what we need to use is here we need to use matplot. So sometimes if you are installing only those things, you need to additionally you need to install matplot also in your system. So apart from that, whatever it may be with respect to me. sorry. So this one we need to install here. So before that, sometimes it will raise an error. Matplotlib is not there in your, because NLTK is separate and matplot is different. So matplot you are going to consider for plotting the graph. So what you are going to plot here, you are going to plot the graph with the help of the kind of words what we got previously. So if you just see here, maybe I am taking F distribution of plot. So F distribution already explained here. So F distribution is the number of votes occurring the count of votes. So that it is representing, I am representing here. So according to that, I am distributing a plot of 10. So 10 variables I am going to plot here. So if I am running this one, so it is going to generate the kind of graph. So it is going to generate a graph. So it is giving this dot is occurring here 5 times. Used is occurring 3 times. That's what 3 times, and count 5 times and 2 times, 1 time. And now you can represent same kind of thing instead of this 10. So 38 are there. So all 38 I can represent, so that it will generate all these things. So top things you can take. This is while you are doing your research, maybe some kind of keywords I require to identify what are the topmost variables it is going to represent. Maybe if I am taking a NLP or maybe the kind of thing. So how much, what is the size of the data set you are going to consider is huge. So it may be in GBs will be there. So maybe if I am taking as a textbook. So that time I cannot, if I am drawing this particular thing, it will generate a huge graph. So that it is too difficult. So you need to consider that how many symbols you are going, maybe what are the count which is having more than 5 or more than 10 that I am going to print. So that based on those terms, I am going to take some kind of decisions. So that we can use here. So these are the some examples. We can take maybe another kind of concept is I don't know if this it won't work. Collections is a different thing. So these are the basic things. So we will move forward with respect to the kind of thing. So here itself we can check. So now already you have some idea with respect to the NLTK. So what are the things we required here is we required NLTK I need to install. So if I want to install NLTK, so I am doing with respect to Python. So Python should be installed. So if you want to install NLTK, some kind of mathematical approaches are required. So for that, I am installing NumPy software, NUMPY. So that also you can install. So after that, maybe if you want kind of graphs. So for graph representations, you required matplotlib. So this is the another kind of software you need to install with respect to your Python. So that's what the requirement. So you have some idea with respect to these things. So with respect to this, now you just see the whatever it may be NLTK book. So if you are going there, they will explain each and everything elaborately. Maybe this is what how they are importing the book, and how they are going to search. And text one dot, this particular word you need to identify from the text one. So text one already I said it is a kind of one textbook corpora. So that kind of textbook it is generated according to the mock peak, according to the Herman Marvele 1851 concepts. So at that time maybe he proposed that that kind of things will be there. So what it is going to print here, this concordance, so that it is going to print according to this word wherever it is there, that kind of sentences and all it is going to print here. So if you want maybe specific word, whether it is present in entire textbook or not, so you just put this particular word and you just type whether that particular word is there or not. Maybe we'll see with respect to our example itself. Maybe so maybe I can check. So what is I am opening here? Maybe text I am reading here. text dot concordance. So you can say some word. So I want to search the name here with respect to characters. You can search, or it may be with respect to strings. Hi, I am saying. So if it is not there, it is going to raise maybe this is okay. Then it is going to an error because there is no string object has no attribute. So that's what no attribute with respect to this one they are saying. Maybe we'll see some kind of is there. So we'll check it out whether it is going to display or not. Yes, so there is a problem with respect to this function itself. So I gave text. So I considered a text dot concordance. Concordance is the word. STR object is not attribute the okay. This kind of object is not there here. With respect to this, I don't think so. It will also work. I think some kind of mismatch is there. I think. Yeah, I think there is a problem with respect to the function what we are having concordance. So concordance it is not going to give because of it is a predefined some kind of function it is there. So due to that one, maybe you can implement with respect to this itself. Maybe I think we imported this one right previously. So same thing we will do here with respect to Python. So you can understand the thing. So it is going to import. So all the chapters what you got output there, same thing you are going to get. And text 1, text 2, text 3, you just see here. So this I'm going to close. Yeah. So text 1, text 2, text 3, all these things are there here. So all these things they are going to represent even there also same things. So you can check one by one function here and you can proceed with respect to this one. So you can proceed working with respect to this and you can do all the formalities. So they will here the kind of textbook what it is giving it is entire things are available. And another kind of material you can get by using Python programming is the another website. So even this guy is maintaining some kind of YouTube tutorials also. Even you can maintain those kind of things you can get from YouTube also. So here you see stop words, how you are going to skip that stop words, stemming words. So there is a difference between stemming and the word called so here lemmatization. Lemmatization is there. So stemming and lemmatization, what we are going to do here with respect to stemming and lemmatization. So stemming, it is not going to check a proper word. Now here lemmatization and stemming is mainly you are going to reduce maybe plurals are there that you are going to reduce into one singular form, maybe men's uh, man, like this any words are there, so they are going to convert into man only, so only singular form. So here stemming what it is, maybe verbs if you are considering eat, ate, eaten, so these kind of words also taking. So this stemming or maybe a lemmatization what it is going to handle, you are going to cut short, you are going to make one single word. So whatever may be eating, all kind of verbs are there, it is going to convert it into eat. So that time it is going to convert it into eat. So that is even stemming also the same process it will do. But sometimes, for example, literally or maybe national. So these kind of words are there. So NAL extension is national, international, all these things are there. So they are going to cut short nation, that they are going to make, or maybe international, so internet, that kind of words they are going to cut short. But with respect to stemming, there is no a proper procedure to stem. So they will stem the word, but that word, whatever may be the final output of word, it won't give proper meaning sometimes. But with respect to lemmatization, lemmatization is going to give proper meaning. According to the meaning only, it is going to lemmatize the words. That's what the difference between stemming and lemmatization. So the output of stemming, sometimes it may not give proper meaning. The output of lemmatization, it always gives proper meaning. That's what the difference between these two words with respect to the lemmatization and then stemming.
Yeah. There was a small network issue from the speaker side, so he'll join in 1 minute.
So sorry for inconvenience what caused here. So I think so there was some network issue which happened with me. So that's what there exactly. Yes, this is over now. I think that was the concepts is you can go through one by one and you can check with respect to all these things. So it won't, it will work fine. I think I didn't get any problem with respect to this, and even I explained something with respect to this, right? Yes. So this what maybe stemming and other words, maybe stop words. If you are clicking, maybe you will get some kind of you see stop words with NLTK. So everything they will give some nice material with respect to that and how we are going to use that stop words. So maybe stop words in English, if I am saying, maybe some kind of verbs and some kind of this kind of words and all they are going to remove here. So this what set step forwards. That's what we need to do with respect to that. So you can implement and you can do all these things properly. So it will work fine, and you didn't get any problem with respect to this. Only thing is you need to know the Python language. Then it will be very easy to you to do NLP programming, and you can concentrate with respect to other techniques also. And already here they gave some predefined techniques. You can apply your own techniques, you can implement, and you can test your own techniques also. That you can proceed. Maybe you will get some experience by practicing all these things. Then you can go for implementing your own things. So that's what, maybe you just go through the step words function in Python or maybe NLTK. You just type in Google. I think Python all is open programming. So you will get all the codes, whatever maybe it is there. So it is very easy to explore with respect to Python. Everything is open source. You can get all this material from online. So there is no issue with respect to this particular thing. So there are plenty of material is available for natural language processing as well as Python. So if you want to explore, you can explore. And another kind, this is one basic thing, nltk.org. So this is a book. So you can go through all these things and you can practice. And another material, maybe you just go through the Stanford NLP. You just type, I think, speech and language processing Stanford. So currently they are going to propose third edition of the textbook. So this what speech and language processing. So this is the basic textbook. Almost theoretically they will follow. So all the concepts are available. Maybe second edition mostly it is released outside, but third edition they are preparing concepts by concepts, one by one. So that you can go through all materials, or maybe PPT, whatever maybe you can get here, the different kind of models what they are using for kind of operations, for normalizing the text, for n-gram analysis. All these things are the in-depth concepts of each and every layer. So that's what. So if you are checking here, all these concepts are belongs to the first two layers. And maybe consistency of grammars, consistency of parsing, and statistical consistency parsing. This and all will comes under syntax analysis phase. And maybe semantics also, it will come with respect to the word senses and word nect. So only thing is you need to read these concepts and you need to practice with respect to the NLTK, so that you will get some more things, maybe some more knowledge with respect to those concepts. So I think my side it is over. If you are having any doubts, you can ask, or maybe you can mail me. My mail ID is kguraviah. So let me share that one also. I think know whether yeah, I will share here itself. kguruvaya@gmail.com, or it may be same thing, kguruvaya@IIT Kottayam. Or maybe you can go through my college website and you can get mail ID from there also. So these are the two mail IDs you can get. So if you are having any doubts, so I am very happy to answer your queries, because I am interested in this topic. That's the reason I am taking this subject also, including with networks. So, that is my side. And if there is no doubts, we'll stop here. Or maybe if you are having any doubts, we'll discuss something, so that I can feel okay, you people, something you got from my presentation.
Yeah, participants, if you have any doubts, you can raise your hand so that sir will talk to you, or you can have an interaction with sir.
With respect to how to start NLP research, or maybe if you are start doing research already, you know some of the concepts with respect to NLP. and maybe this deep learning and machine learning, it is some kind of input for NLP. So you can use all these algorithms, deep learning and machine learning algorithms in NLP.
Okay, sir. I think they don't have any doubts, I guess.
Okay, sir.
Yes.
So if you are having, maybe after that, if you are getting doubts also, you can communicate through that
Mail.
whatever, maybe mail. I think I already shared some screen right now, sir.
It is not visible, sir. Actually, I think they can Google your name, I guess, so that they can get your details.
Yes, sir. They can Google my name. That will be better option, I think.
Yes.
Then you will get the things. So otherwise, you just see now. Maybe these are the mail IDs of mine. So you can check and you can send mail to me regarding NLP doubts. Right? Okay. I hope you understood something from my presentation. So so with that manner, I am closing the things. So thanks for the giving opportunity for the, especially for the
Sir, thank you, sir, for your
yes,
kind and knowledge
VISHNU.
sharing with all our participants. Thank you, sir. Thank you for spending your valuable time with us.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Bye, sir.
Bye, sir. Participants, again, the formalities will be directed to you over the WhatsApp through my team. Thank you.